Hello, and welcome to the Subby Zone with me, your host, Phil Subby. This is episode 8 using synthetic division. Let me just move it on up. Today we'll be using synthetic division to divide x cubed plus 2x squared minus 6x minus 9 by x minus 2. We use synthetic division when when we have a polynomial divided by something that looks like this, x minus 2. When f of x divided by x minus k, remainder is r equals f parentheses k, right? The function of k. We'll figure what that means in a minute, okay? All right, let's start it up. So what we do is, see how it's x minus k? So that's why we take the opposite of negative 2, right? So that minus, a negative, makes this a positive 2 that we'll put into the synthetic division, okay? This is how you write it up, right? So what you do is you take each number in the polynomial. So we got x cubed, and that is a 1, right? Because it's 1x cubed. And then there's 2x squared, so we'll put a 2 there. And then there's a negative 6x, negative 6, and then a negative 9. Now, if one of these, if this was 2x squared minus 9, then we would put 0 for x. Okay, so you want to have a placeholder for each exponent. Forgot the word exponent. Maybe you should just turn this off, because I fucking forgot the word exponent. Alright, so the first step is to bring down the 1. You just bring down that first number, right? Okay? And we'll multiply this 1 by 2, which is 2, right? And now we add these up. This is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8, and then we add these up, which is 2, and then 2 times 2 is 4. We add that up, negative 5. This last number gives us our remainder, okay? Let me move this up a little bit. So a little update from last week is I'm getting very confused, very frustrated at who is real. And sometimes people say things that I think are messages, or that they may be me, right? But I don't know what's really going on. And the confusion is getting to me, and it's disorientating and unsettling. Alright, so we have 1, 4, 2, and negative 5. So this 1, okay, you can have 1 less. Let me show you that original problem. I don't have enough room here. But see how this is x cubed, right? So you're going to have 1 less than that exponent. So that 1 is going to turn into x squared, which makes sense because in x times x is going to add 1 more x to it, right? And this is, you do this when you're dividing by x minus something, right? Okay, I'll show you that in a minute. When we do the second problem, I'll explain it more. Okay, so this 1 will turn into x squared. This one's going to turn into the next one. So next exponent down, which is 4x. This will turn into the next exponent, which is nothing, right? No x. This is plus 2, and then this is our remainder. So it's going to be minus 5 over x minus 2. And there is our answer. Okay, now let's do the next one to show you what's up. Okay, so we're going to do the same polynomial. divide this by x plus 3 this time, okay? So then we're going to take the opposite of the 3, and we're going to put that up in the top, right? Just give you a second while I cry about my mind slowly deteriorating. And while I'm doing that, you can start entering numbers in on yourself. Just test yourself, see if you can do it. Okay, so we got x cubed, so that's going to be a 1, right? And then we got the 2x squared, so that'll be a 2, and then a negative 6, and then a negative 9. Okay, now what do we do first? We bring down that 1, right? And then, so there's never going to be anything in here. Why don't we draw a happy face in there? Isn't that cute? Because it's never going to have anything inside of it, like me. So, alright, 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. Negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Uh-oh. Add these up. No remainder. What do you think that means? What do you think that means when there's no remainder? You might say it's a x minus, or x plus 3, or x cubed plus 2x squared minus 6x minus 9 as a factor of x plus 3, which means negative 3 is a 0, right? Right? I'll show you why, okay? So if you had this the original thing, right? Ooh, wait, we forgot a step. Obviously, we forgot a step. We forgot a step, didn't we? Didn't we forget a step? 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 We forgot a step. Didn't we forget a step? We forgot a step. So this is x squared minus x. Why didn't anybody stop me? Minus 3. So there you go. That's another factor. That's another factor. That's another factor of x cubed plus 2x squared minus 6x minus 9. So what does that mean? This times, we don't even have to put times x plus 3 is going to equal this number right here, right? And again, we can go back to that step we did yesterday to make sure we did, or was it yesterday? Or was it a few months ago? Is there such thing as time? And, whoa, that step we did times that first one out, because you know the first ones are going to multiply and they're not going to add like terms. So we got x to the third, that works. And then times the last ones out. Negative 3 and positive 3, which is negative 9, that works too, right? So yeah, this works, right? Alright, what does that x plus 3 mean? It means that negative 3, if we put negative 3 into x, that becomes 0, and this becomes a 0, right? We can even figure this out with the quadratic formula, right? Well, x minus 3, no, yeah, we'd have to do the quadratic formula for fraction, right? So there you go. So I don't know what else to say. That's synthetic division. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's as complicated as that. You know, I'll say with this confusion is people will say things that I have thought, and I wonder, are they real? Are they real people, or are they part of my imagination? And I'll see, I don't think they're real people, but I can't touch them on the shoulders and stuff, and I can feel them, but what if I am imagining the feeling? Or what if this is all made for me? Or, what if there are cameras in, in my room, and people listening to me? I know people are listening to me in the car because I have a Bluetooth and it can hear me perfectly. And I'd like to talk in my car, and I can't do this anymore. I don't mean that I can't do this anymore. It's just like it's too much fun, you know. But I don't understand what's going on. And if I did understand what's going on, I don't understand what's going on. If I did understand what's going on, I would, if you get the synthetic division, you understand. What are we understanding? Look at these numbers. What are we doing? This is one, and you're just trying to exit out. And well, the fact is, and then you add it all up. You're adding up x's. That's what you're doing. You're adding up like terms. What are we adding up? Like terms. We're adding up like terms, and they're coming out. This is such a great little program, isn't it? A little algorithm, right? You put it all in, and then you add it all up, and then it goes together. But what are we breaking down? We want to break down how the graph functions, right? Or is it x minus 3? Is there an x plus 3? Is it um, why am I whispering? I don't know. I don't have anything more to say. But we can break this down more. Just keep looking at it. And what a great thing about what I hadn't seen, what I went through this in high school, is that all these different ways of finding factoring and finding zeros and all that is other ways to view the polynomials, and these can lead to greater understanding. And you might say that's a metaphor for understanding reality. If you view it in a lot of different ways, then maybe you can understand the if you analyze it in different ways, then you can understand the material in different ways because you're analyzing it in different ways and you're seeing how it breaks down in different ways and you're seeing patterns. You're starting to see patterns. And that's what I encourage my listeners to see is to see the patterns and see where there is no patterns. And I appreciate the people following me. I appreciate the people making songs about me. I appreciate the messages through the television. I appreciate everything because it shows they care. And let me tell you something, I care about you as well. Thank you so much. Next week, we'll be finding, I don't know, we'll be doing something math related. I think it'll probably be finding zeros through synthetic division, but I can't really remember. So just, look at the title. If this gets out, I don't know. I think everything is breaking down.